Well, everyone, welcome to Greenheart Travel's monthly webinar. This month, we are talking about nothing less important than fundraising, right, Hope?
That's right, Allison.
Our favorite topic and everybody's favorite topic.
Money,
fundraising. We got lots of tips for you today, and we're going to share some alumni stories and some success stories. So, without further ado, Hope, let's go have some fundraising.
All right.
Okay, wonderful. So, I'm Allison Yates. I am the short-term and high school program manager.
And I'm Hope Havish, the director of high school and short-term programs.
But you don't need to refer to us as Allison or Hope today. You can call us your fundraising guides.
If you want, it's really up to you guys.
Yeah, just call us Hope or Allison.
You're your own authority.
Whatever. Right, so, unfortunately, one of the biggest barriers to traveling abroad is affording it.
It's paying for it, because everything comes at a cost.
Yeah. So before we get into the specifics of how you can make some money, or as we like to call, fundraising, I want you to take a guess. So if everybody could write in the chat box, what do you think the average cost of a vacation per person in the United States is? Just to give you an idea of how much money you should be fundraising, perhaps, for a vacation in the U.S. on average.
I'm going to go first because I honestly forgot the answer to this. So I'm going to say like around $850 USD.
$850?
$850
How about,
US.
Yeah, what about a guess from anyone else?
Joni's coming in at $800. Okay,
good try.
Nice. You're trying to price right me. Okay.
Yeah. How about let's try one more guess. 1,000, Lily. A big one. Okay. I like it. Anybody else? Let's try one more. Let's bid.
Oh, Anastasia said 1,200.
Wow.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, so what about you? Do you remember what it is? Because if so, then don't.
Like $150?
$150. Okay. Let's just see if that's right.
Okay.
Okay, drum roll.
Ready?
Okay, that was anticlimactic.
Okay, sorry.
What happened?
Okay, so the answer is $1,145 per person. What?
Yeah.
Says us and that dog.
So, Lily, you were the closest one, and you just get bragging rights.
Yikes! Well, yeah, good job, Lily. Closest one. Or was Anastasia?
Well, if you're doing the Price is Right, then
okay.
She went over.
Okay,
but
sorry.
Anastasia, yes, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, yikes, yeah. So that's a pretty scary number. But you know what? We've all been there. We've all wanted to travel. Every single person in this office and everybody who goes on Greenheart Travel programs has the desire to study abroad, and they have to figure out, or travel abroad, and they have to figure out how to pay for it, right?
Exactly. And they also have the challenge of not having a lot of money. So we've all had to be creative in terms of coming up with the funds to go and travel. So let's see what we've been up to.
Right. So what's an aspiring traveler to do, Hope? Well, don't look like that.
No.
All right, so get ready to have some fun. So get ready to have some fun. One of the first things that you need to do is make a plan. So make a plan. You're going to make some hard choices. You might not always get to go to everything that you want to do, but if you are saving money to do your trip abroad, then you'll know that that's going to be worth it in the end. You're going to need to be persistent too, right, Hope?
Yeah, absolutely. But the planning ahead piece is really crucial here, because if you actually have a number in your mind that you need to work towards, it'll make saving a lot easier. Because if it's just this abstract idea of like, oh, I just need to save money for traveling, I'm going to be honest with you, it's never going to happen. But if you have a set dollar amount that you need to raise, you have that goal, and then you're just going to keep working at it until you reach that goal. So I was able to do that. My sister and I planned a year ahead. We decided we're going to India, and then every month I just saved $100 until I was able to actually pay for the whole trip before I even left.
Wow. Yeah. So planning ahead is key. So we're making those hard choices. Persistence is everything, and we're going to show you some creative ways to fundraise that'll make that plan a lot more fun and feasible. Oh, but one thing to note that we can't forget, and we wouldn't be able to do this webinar without mentioning, is that you can't make excuses, right?
Absolutely not. It'll be really easy. Like, oh, it's just $2 here. It's only a $4 Lyft ride. I can do that. I can spend money on that.
Yeah, I love $7 lattes.
She really does. So it's gonna be really easy to just write those things off and make excuses for why you can't have the money to actually save. But don't do that, because then guess what? If you tell yourself you're not going to be able to do something, chances are you're not going to be able to do it.
Right. So don't lose hope. Let's get the joke. If you don't know, this is Hope Pavage. So
That's my name.
that's
I'm
her in front
standing
of her
next
name.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so before we get into some of the creative tips, let's talk about Jessica, who is going to our Sri Lanka program this summer to volunteer with elephant conservation. So she did something really cool, and it involves something that everybody does, right? Drink soda.
Yeah.
And so what was it, Hope? What did she do?
She just went to her friends and family and asked if they had any collectibles, if they had any recyclables, because in her state, if you're able to return a clean recyclable can or bottle, you actually get a few cents in return. And after a while, that adds up.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And especially if you go around collecting from friends or family their bottle caps or their bottles, you know, you are getting the money, but you're actually doing them a big favor because that's kind of annoying. Who wants to take out the recycling all the time?
Exactly.
Right.
And you're doing a solid for the earth, too. So
Absolutely.
win-win-win.
Yeah, Greenheart believes in that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here are some great, fantastic, totally possible, utterly delightful fundraising tips. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 1, auctions. So, go ahead, Hope. Yeah.
So for every year, actually, Greenheart International has an annual gala to raise money for a lot of the wonderful scholarships that we offer. And at the gala, we also have a silent auction. So before the gala, we go to different organizations, we go to friends, we go to family, and we see if they have anything that they'd be willing to auction off as a donation. And then people can write their bids, and for something, let's say a week stay in Costa Rica that's donated, you would get $1,200 for, $1,300 for, because a lot of people have time. They have things that they'd be willing to donate for a short period of time, or if they're willing to do a service like mow a lawn or something along those lines, you can put that up there as a silent or not so silent auction.
I want it.
and get some money for that.
Yeah, it's your choice how you do the auction, but you know, we think shouting's more fun, don't we?
We obviously do.
Right. So bake sales. So you've heard of bake sales before. Pretty classic way to raise money, but maybe you haven't heard of how you can specialize it and make it a completely new and creative business. So we want you to get bake sale savvy. So for example, we've had participants in the past, some of our students, they've made special desserts that are from the countries that they're going to. So this not only gives them an opportunity to share the culture that they're going to with people from their hometown, which kind of makes them, you know, it's a conversation opener. They get to talk about what they're doing. And those people in your hometown or in their hometown got to try something completely new. And then it's just a really creative thing, you know. Cookies in general, great. People are going to love them.
Yeah.
But if you make like a special croissant or a chocolate croissant, and you say, I'm going to France, that's pretty cool, and people are going to remember that, and they're going to want to support it because it's very specific. And my favorite story is when my senior year of college, I was going on a volunteer trip to Panama, so I made pumpkin donuts for an entire semester. I sold them to everyone. I made batches every single night and sold them to my professors and my colleagues and my bosses and other students, and guess what? I made hundreds of dollars.
Because you didn't make excuses for why you didn't want to
No
make donuts
excuses,
that night.
every single night.
That's it.
I was in there.
Like, Allison, do you want to go out to dinner? No, I
Nope.
cannot.
I'm baking donuts.
Got some donut bacon to do.
Right.
Okay, so this is actually a very recent example. I'm almost there, but Allison's going to help me with that last part of it, is selling gently used items, and they definitely don't have to be yours. So a great example is what's happening right now. I recently went through my closet because I want to minimize, I want to take some things out that I'm not using anymore. They're still in good condition. I'm not going to say pristine, but they're still in really, really good condition and definitely solid enough to sell. So I clean out my closet. I have 4 bags of things, not just clothes, but I've got kitchen utensils, I have shoes, I have lots of things, and now they're just sitting on my floor because, of course, I haven't gotten around to actually going and selling them. So Allison is willing to go pick them up and sell them, and she'll just actually keep the money. So yeah, it'll be great.
You know, how many times have you heard someone say, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff.
Right.
Why do I have so much stuff that I don't even use? Every time you hear that, you should say, want to
Can I
give
have
it to
it?
me? Yeah. So there's tons of websites. You can use. If you don't have something like a Buffalo Exchange or a Plato's Closet in your area, you can look on eBay, or OfferUp is a great site to go on, Poshmark or Etsy. That's what some of our other students have done in the past too. Tons of things. Besides that, TaskRabbit yourself. So TaskRabbit is an app that you can use, that people use to have people do odd jobs in their house or around their house. And then also it's a really easy and quick way for people who know how to do all sorts of different things to make money, right? But we're not asking you necessarily to go on the app. We're just asking you to become the little rabbit that you are.
And really think outside of the box. Something that you would just take for granted, like, oh, anyone can do that. Sure, anyone might be able to do X, Y, and Z, but will they want to do it? My sister has a TaskRabbit every single time she needs to hang something on her wall, whether it be a picture or a shelf or really anything. She hates it. It's just one of those things, you know, there's always those chores or those tasks that you just can't stand doing. That's what a TaskRabbit is great for, because you can do it and you're just really helping someone out and just being a convenience for them. They're paying for that convenience.
Absolutely. And you might not have time for a part-time job, but maybe you can edit papers of your classmates, you know, and that's something that you can do. You don't have to have a set schedule, and it's something you can do on and off or whenever you have time. Obviously, don't do their papers for them. We don't encourage that, but editing's great. Who doesn't need some extra help for money?
Exactly.
All right, and I TaskRabbited myself as a model, actually.
Clearly.
Yeah, so another thing that some of our students have done, and this is such a cool way to not only show off your skills, get creative, and share with people where you're going, but also have a little bit of money to go along with it. So if you are good at photography or drawing or painting, like Hope said earlier, you know, you might like to do it, but they might not turn out that well.
You should genuinely have actually some talent. And
if you're looking for money, you should probably...
You should actually be offering something of talent, yes.
Yeah, so something you can do is take pictures around your hometown, put those on a postcard and sell them to people either in other states or in the places that you're going, or perhaps to those friends and family, and then you can raise money off of that. Or if you're good at drawing, maybe draw something, a scene that you really like that you've seen of a place that you're going. Yeah.
And then these are also, as a side, these are also great gifts if you're staying with a host family.
Absolutely.
These are actually gifts, though. Don't ask your host family to pay for them. But that way you can actually sell these to get to your host country,
right,
and then give them to your host family.
Yep. And one of our favorites, we don't shy away from the direct ask. Nope. You don't be afraid to straight up ask for money.
Hey, I'm going to this country. I'm going to be doing these things. Can I have some money? Will you donate? Will you give me some funds? Even $1. And that's the thing, is that no amount is too small. Even if someone's like, well, I have, 50 cents. Yeah, that might be annoying because it's change, but it's still money. So accept it, say thank you, and move on. Yeah. So...
Absolutely. And... Go ahead.
People can do it in a variety of ways. You could be more informal, just like we've done. Every year I do a fundraising race, which we'll get to in a bit, but we do a direct ask on one of those, the group fund
like
things.
GoFundMe, Kickstarter. Absolutely.
I'm going to a fundraiser this weekend of someone who's doing a volunteer trip, and she really just needs some extra money to get there, and she's just going to be asking us for money. And of course, since we're all there, we will, because it will be awkward if we say no.
Other people have done Facebook groups, Facebook events to donate money all at once. Also, I went old school when I was going on my volunteer trip. I wrote a letter to everyone I knew, including my parents, friends, and family, and I explained clearly exactly what I was doing, why I wanted to do it, how it was going to help both me and my future career and the people that we were serving on our volunteer trip. And that really spoke to people, and they really supported me. I raised thousands of dollars.
Thousands? That is support.
Yes. So for community dinner nights, who doesn't love to eat?
I love it.
I love it too. I bet you guys love it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for community dinner nights, you can make your favorite dish and you can ask volunteers to help you make it. Then for each person that comes to your community dinner night, you might charge a small fee, or an option is to say, this is just donation based. But then where do you get the food? You're like, why am I buying all this food?
Yeah, am I going to get any money because I'm spending all this money on food? So I actually did the same this community dinner night I did when I was in high school, because I wanted to raise some money to buy books for kids in Lithuania. And what I did was I hosted a community dinner night at my high school, and I went to Sam's Club, I went to Target, I went to Costco, but the big one is that if there's a food distribution center in your hometown, go there first, because they have huge amounts of food, and often if you're really making a case, they'll be willing to donate everything to you. That way you don't have to go piecemeal to different places. You can just go right to that distribution center, as long as you have a solid case. Don't just go there and be like, hey, can I have have 50 pounds of spaghetti? The answer is probably going to be no. So make sure that you have something prepared when you get there. That way you're not paying anything out of your pocket to get some money for your trip abroad.
And dinners like these are another great place to do a direct ask. You know, stand up on a microphone and say, thank you guys, everyone, for coming here. And this is exactly why I'm doing this. Maybe you can share some pictures, sell some postcards. Maybe you can even pass out your TaskRabbit cards and offer to edit people's essays in the back.
Yeah, just check all the boxes.
Right. All right. Ooh, this is fun. Hey, that looks like Hope.
That is me, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, is that 7 hamburgers?
It's 4.
Okay.
So another really common way for people to get money for whatever they're looking to get money for are a-thons. So they could be races. I mentioned earlier that every year I do a race, and it's not really a run-a-thon or anything like that, but it is a charity race to raise money for the local food depositories here in Chicago. And so we just ask for sponsors. We have a target amount of money every year. It goes up a little bit. This past year was $4,000. So people can see how much we're looking for, and they see the excitement, they see the enthusiasm, they see the mission, they understand why we're asking for it, and they're more than happy to donate a little bit. But there are some other ideas as well.
You could eat-a-thon. Well, that's what you're doing.
Yep.
You could run-a-thon. You could dance-a-thon. You could walk-a-thon. We were talking earlier about how we don't encourage you to Netflix-a-con.
No, so if you're like, hey,
that.
I'm going to do a binge watching session this weekend, can you give me a few bucks here? People, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, probably not going to really pull up the heartstrings.
But, you know, whatever talent you have or whatever you think you can physically do, right? Can you walk for 2 days? I don't know. Try it.
Ask for money before you try.
Well, that's a good point, Hope. Thanks. All right, and so babysitting, another classic way to raise money, but remember that you might not be tapping into all of the opportunities. Putting this on your personal Facebook, flyers in your neighborhood or cafes, using a site like Sitter City, and there's other sites out there that you can put your profile on. Obviously, you want to look like a trustworthy person and be good with kids.
That baby does not look like she trusts you.
Oh, I'm a little scared. It was really cute. But this also goes to show that something about putting your desire to babysit on your Facebook, this goes with all of these. People aren't going to be willing to help you out if they don't actually know what you need. Yeah, right. So it's really important for you to very much express that you are raising money and share this with people in many different ways in your conversations on Facebook. You might get a little annoying about it, but in the end, what are you trying to do?
Raise some money.
Netflix-a-thon or go to travel?
Hey, that's the question.
Right. So, another success story. Hey, this has to do with the dinner.
It sure does. So we have Fiona, and she's going to Sweden this coming August. And she has fundraised part of her program fee, which is substantial, by doing a few things. And both are very creative. One, she's doing a spaghetti dinner, and she already has, and she's already raised $300 from that. Very similar to what I did when I was in high school. But something much more, I would say, out of the box and creative. She's a wonderful photographer, and she actually has the talent to back that up. So what she did was created 2019 calendars and reserve space at the bottom of every page for local businesses, for friends that have local businesses, so they could buy some of that ad space and advertise for their business. So not only was she selling the calendars, but she was also selling the ad space on the calendar. So 2 for the price of 1.
That is savvy. I love it. So this
Very
isn't a picture of her calendar.
No, it's not.
Although those pictures that good, she probably would have taken, you know. So remember, you got this, right? You can do it. You set your mind to it. It's yours. Most importantly, we want you to have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Go Browns. You can do it.
So if you have any program-specific information, make sure to talk to your program manager. It might be me or Hope, Savannah or Kara. You don't know. Well, you should know because you're getting the emails.
Hopefully you know who we are.
So go ahead and get in touch with us with anything specific. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking the time to be here, and we wish you the best of luck with all of your fundraising. Let's give them a high five.
Farewell. Have fun.